You already know what time it is, you've read the title. So since the release date of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, I've been playing the game practically non-stop, because as some of you may know, I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. But I never really got the chance to be really recent on a lot of Dragon Ball games / new stuff, since I only really got into the series roughly 2.5 years ago. So when I heard Dragon Ball was getting a new game, I was super hyped. I'd finally got to see what the community was like when there was a new game on the way. The whole community was really hyped as well, because the last game in this specific series came out 17 years ago. Like, in one more year, that game will be able to vote in America. That's insane. So for this video, I wanted to talk about 3 main things: story / episode battles, online mode, and just overall pros and cons. There won't be a lot of cons. Honestly, overall, I feel like story mode in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is absolutely amazing, and in some of the fights, how it illustrates the struggle or emergency of the fight. Like, take the Buu Saga, for example. When it comes to fights against Majin Buu, they're slower paced, some easier fights. But when it comes to fighting Super Buu and Kid Buu, the fights are significantly harder. Except for the Vegito fight, because A, it's Vegito, and B, after him it's Strike. That's all I'm saying. And to take this even further, in the Goku Black Saga, when you fight Zamasu and Goku Black in the same battle, it's super hard. When you get to Vegito's part though, it's really fast and it's really easy and it doesn't take that long. Another thing I want to mention are scenarios for, like, what-if scenarios. For those who don't know, the what-if scenarios are events like what if Goku beats Cell in his first form with only Super Saiyan, or something like what if Vegeta beats Cell in his perfect form. These are scenarios that are amazing and a reward in itself, because the beat conditions for these 2 battles specifically are just beat the match super fast. Take Vegeta's, for example, which is beat it before you unlock Final Flash is an ultimate attack, which for an ultimate attack you have to go sparking, you max out your sparking meter, and then you get access to your ultimate attack. Well, for part of this battle, you don't get access to Vegeta's ultimate attack. You have to wait till a certain point in the battle when there's a dialogue where Vegeta says, "I guess I'll have to use my Final Flash on him. I have no other choice." But if you beat him before this audio takes place, you get a special what-if ending, which is him beating Cell in his perfect form. And also, I want to say my favorite what-if as a closing statement is Gohan Black. I know it sounds like super basic, but it is so cool to me. Online in Sparking Zero has a lot of options. There's tournaments, battle rooms, ranked, and just casual battles. Not to mention Sparking Zero has offline multiplayer, which is something I am happy to see going alive and well in video games, which is promoting people to go touch grass and play with their friends at their house. Rank system is fun, but I know new Budokai Tenkaichi players will find this difficult when you run into people who've played Budokai Tenkaichi 3, which is super similar control set to Sparking Zero. So veterans who've played the other games will be really good at the game through muscle memory and just knowing how the games work, and new players will probably be frustrated for a while, and it'll take them a while to lock in and get that really good fighting feel under their belt. There's also, you can make your own battles. You can take stages and characters and give a custom dialogue. My personal favorite I've seen is the base Kaba versus Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, which is, it's just a meme in the community that's just circulating and people made it a reality. And this demonstrates how, through being able to make our own battles, the community and, just people can make their own what-if scenarios, which is really fun to think about. There's also battle rooms, which you can play with friends and just have a fun time without having to go ranked or get super sweaty in a match. Which is also another thing I want to talk about, is if there's ever a widespread handheld console again in the future that can actually run Sparking Zero at a stable frame rate, I feel like local play would be a nice thing to see for most everything. For the overall pros and cons section, I want to say for every 3 things I have that I like, I have to have one nitpicky bad thing that I don't like. Which we're going to start off with, I love the controls. The difference between standard and classic is really nice. And something else to mention is also the smoothness of this game. I went out of my way and bought a 4060 just to play this game, because I had a 1060 before. So, honestly, I would say it was worth it, because I got to see 4K 120 frames per second. It was amazing. I also want to say the opening sequence is awesome. I remember sitting there watching it and getting so hyped up over this. I know it was just a game, but it felt so nice. Just sitting there and watching it and realizing the battles I'd have in this game. One nitpick thing is the tutorial doesn't really teach you everything. There's a lot of gray area or things it doesn't teach you, like how to go sparking and use the Dragon Dash mechanic where you tap R1 or right bumper or whatever you play on to go back and forth, which is like the Lightning Dash, I think it's called. I can't really remember. And, you know, this is really nice, but it doesn't teach you this. So people who have played the past Budokai Tenkaichi games will probably really well understand this. But, you know, people who are new to the series probably won't get this until they've seen it in a tutorial or somebody's explained to them how to do it properly. And again, with the new players versus veterans, it makes online a nightmare for new players. In all honesty, I see this game winning Game of the Year and not dying for years to come, because the modders are going wild with some of these mods, like the Mondongo mod. I saw somebody take Broly's form of Super Saiyan and put it on Kefla. I forgot her name. I really need to remember that. But something I also really want to see is somebody make a mod that goes along with a stage builder type scenario, where it'd be like, hey, this is the stage, here's the corresponding mod to get the best experience out of this. Because then you could also use that same mod outside of the story mode and still have a lot of fun. It'd be epic. Now that we're closing out, I just want to mention that if you like this video and you want to see more like it, please subscribe. Like the video and leave a comment down below saying what game you want to see me do next. Archer out.